Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
This morning here on the Morning Drive, get this quick question from Syntex Hank. Chuck, with the NFL being back, were you in recliner heaven this weekend? Well, I watched some. Yeah, I watched some. I don't know about recliner heaven, but I was in my recliner, and it was nice. It was nice to have the NFL
one of them
on.
Was the Cowboy game that you watched? I'm sorry.
Quite candidly, I had heard enough of the Cowboy game, and I bought into the NFL Plus monthly subscription so I could watch the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Okay,
makes sense.
So I got to see
paint drying would have been more entertaining than the Cowboy game. So I'm glad you found something to entertain yourself.
Bailey Zappi plays for the Chiefs now, and he threw the ball okay. I mean, just okay. He played quite a bit.
Think he'll replace your number one guy?
No, I think he'll struggle to replace the number two guy, Gardner Minshew, who my wife said he looks like Burt Reynolds. I said, because he's still got the mustache, right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you a guy that played really well for the Arizona Cardinals, and he's going to make a hand for them because they've got some struggles in their defensive backs. Is Dadrian Taylor
Demerson.
He
was there last year, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was.
And he feels like he made a pretty good size impact last year.
I think he's going to start this year, though.
Okay, good.
Okay. But I think he's in contention for a starting job. So that was good to see. I mean, he made a couple of big plays. And you could see him running around the field, and
that's good.
Yeah,
so they usually don't let you stand in place.
No. But I mean, it looked like he knew what he was doing. He was hitting hard and making tackles. So he stood out. Okay, he stood out.
I do love.
I think you were describing pickleball there, where
right.
You're just allowed to stay in one spot.
I do like when the right guard or left tackle or somebody has the wrong snap count. Everybody else moves, and he's still planted there. He's like, "No, I've not heard the snap count yet. I'm not moving.
I refuse to move."
Well, and it's funny. It's funny you bring that up because Coach McGuire on Saturday was talking about Sheridan Wilson, who's the Red Raider center, and he describes him as a perfectionist. And he said that he had a conversation with him before the scrimmage. He said, make sure everyone's on the same page. He goes, you don't have to be right. In other words, sometimes you can be, a perfectionist and demand that everybody be right, but yet if everybody's on the same page, at least they're all going in the same direction. They may not be doing exactly what you want it to be done, but if you're all going in the same direction or doing the same thing, your chances of having some success are still there. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of his point to Wilson before the game, before the scrimmage on Saturday. Hey, graduation was on Saturday. Here's some of your Red Raiders who graduated, and some of them aren't Red Raiders anymore, but they still hung around to graduate. C.J. Baskerville in football, Davion Carter, who is on the team, Devin Cromwell, Jaden Morris, Sammy Morris IV has finished up his degree at Texas Tech. He's moved on. Maurice Rodriguez, T.J. Vasher finished up his degree. Jamie, I thought that was pretty cool for him. Mm-hmm. And Hayden Wigington, who is still on the football team, he finished as well. In fact, a couple on the basketball side, Federico, he got his degree from Texas Tech. And Elijah Hawkins.
How does that even happen? So you don't have to have a percentage of your hours at a certain school for you to graduate from that school?
Well, I mean, he was with us a couple of years.
Federico?
Right?
Was he 1 year.
1 year?
1 year.
Okay. That 1 year sure seemed that was a long 1 year.
Yeah, I guess it's just a simple question. I guess not, right?
I guess not. Right. I mean, if you transfer enough hours,
Yeah.
then it all works. Elijah Hawkins got his as well.
Yeah, I mean, guys that just were here for 1 year. Yeah, I'm thrilled that they got their degrees. That's great. That means that they took care of business the first 3 years, too.
Sure.
So kudos to them. Yeah, good stuff. And that means after the basketball season's over, they still either attended class or worked,
took
their online stuff. So good for them.
Yeah.
And he'll always be a Red Raider now.
Yeah.
Got his degree. He is a Red Raider.
God, that was a long. It was a long year though for Frederico.
Made it so long.
I don't know. I just felt like he was here longer than that. Maybe that's
one basketball season.
I know.
It was a really good one.
It was 2
really good one.
semesters.
It was really good one.
Really good one.
And even then, it's more like a semester and a half.
From baseball, Robin Villeneuve graduated. Jack Siebert and Hudson Parker also graduated. So good for all those guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
and good for anybody who graduated on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't care if you're even an athlete or just a regular student.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to do, and these athletes that are spending a lot of time working to be good on the field, and also to be, taking care of their business in the classroom, that's great to see.
Yeah.
Even our 77-year-old from Friday.
72-year-old
from Friday.
That's awesome.
72. That is awesome. That is awesome that he went back and got that done. He's probably like, okay, Frederico, he's here 1 year, and here I am.
Would you guys say all schools that's the same rule, or does that change per school? That you have to take a certain amount of your hours through? You would think like at Harvard or whatever, you can't transfer in your last year. Right?
I don't know.
Columbia.
I don't know what the enrollment requirements are or the graduation requirements are. I mean, if you compiled enough, credits and you were able to transfer them all and they accepted them, it would seem to me that you could graduate from Harvard or Princeton or Yale or Schenectady State.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you, I know for a fact that that's not the case everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that there are rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that?
I don't know what the percentage of it would be.
Yeah.
Does that irritate you a little bit, or
no?
Okay.
No, I'm not irritated.
But I mean, I think that's a fair question. How does that even happen? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got 172 hours at one place and come here and take basket weaving and you get one. Bye, you're a Red Raider.
Well, that's the elective he needed.
Surely it's got to be at least 25% right here. But they were here for 1 year, so surely it's got to be 25% for you to get the degree here.
Yeah, I don't know.
So 1 out of 4, that would make sense.
That's a really good question.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is Monday, August 11th, a couple of days before school starts for some, and maybe school starting for others today. So if it's the case for you, then good luck. Here's Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
All right, guys, starting in 1929, New York Yankee slugger Babe Ruth becomes the first Major League Baseball player to hit 500 home runs. This came in a 6-5 loss to the Indians at League Park in Cleveland. Shifting gears to 1961, Milwaukee Braves future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn records career victory number 300, beating the Cubs 2-1 at County Stadium in Milwaukee. In 71, Harmon Killebrew hits home run number 500 and 501.
Killer. That's what they called him. They called him Killer. He didn't kill anybody. He just killed the baseball.
That's a good nickname for
And
him.
he was a right-handed hitter.
Okay. 1980, Yankees Reggie Jackson hits home run number 400 off of Chicago's Britt Burns.
Wow, a lot of history with home runs on today.
Oh, it keeps coming. 1888, 225 at-bats after number 299. New York Met Gary Carter becomes the 59th player to hit number 300.
That's 1988.
88, yes. Did I say 98?
No, you said 1888. I was like, why are we going backwards?
Because it felt like fun. 1993, Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens records strikeout number 2,000. This one against Danny Tartable of the New York Yankees. In 2008, I'm going to geek out on swimming for just 1 second here.
Okay.
Quite possibly my favorite relay race of all time. U.S. 4x100 freestyle relay. Michael Phelps, Garrett Weber Gale, Cullen Jones, and Jason Lasik beat France by 0.08 seconds to win gold and smash the world record at the Beijing Olympics. This is the one where France had a huge lead when the final guy hit the water. And when he's talked to about it afterwards, he said when the guy before him was coming in, he had the thought of, we're going to lose, we're going to get the silver medal here, and it's going to be disastrous. And he went, wait a minute. I swim for the United States of America, and I'm not going to lose this race. And didn't. If you'd taken his split, he would have eclipsed the world record time for the 100.
Wow.
But it doesn't count because it was part of a relay.
Sure. It's part of a relay.
2012, Texas Tech alum Sharif Lloyd earns her second Olympic 4x400 meter run bronze medal for Jamaica in London. It is National Panini Day. Chris Hemsworth is 42, Joe Rogan is 58, and Patty Mills is 37. And on this day in 1984, President Ronald Reagan making a joke during a press conference recording session. Well, you know, ends communism?
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
And that is this day in sports history.
We begin bombing in 5 minutes. Thank you, Ronnie. It was a joke, but not a joke, right?
No, it was absolutely a joke.
Right. But, I mean, he didn't mean for it to be recorded.
It was a microphone test. And it has gone down in history.
Yeah. 6:49 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. How about Shadur Sanders over the weekend, Friday night? He goes 14 of 23, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's not going to beat out Joe Flacco for the number 1 position. He wasn't playing against the ones, but he was playing against guys that are fighting for a spot just as hard as he is. And if it hadn't gone well, everybody would have knocked on him, right? But his 2 touchdown passes, Jamie, they were impressive, especially the one where he threaded the needle. I mean, again, it wasn't against the best of the best, but it was against guys that are on an NFL field, and he certainly probably had a lot of pressure on him to perform to get his show, because he had guys that were out with injuries, Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, who were both ahead of him on the depth chart, and Joe Flacco, who was held out just because it's preseason. But he might make himself a hand. They've talked about keeping 4 quarterbacks.
And you got to believe it's helped him with the other guys being out, because he's getting a lot more reps in practice. And so for a young guy coming in and trying to learn the system and get comfortable in the system and get chemistry, with his receivers and the offensive line and all that, you would think all those extra reps he's getting Monday through Friday, are helping early on in preseason in a situation like this where most normal guys don't get that.
Yeah.
So good for him for having a good start to his NFL career. Like you said, I don't think that means he's going to win the starting job or anything like that, but you see some young guys and quarterbacks in that situation come out, and that first time through, it's just going a little bit too fast for him. But watching the highlights, he looked like he was making plays like we've seen him make at the collegiate level and be really good. And so I'm just like you, Chuck. I'm not like jumping to conclusions here and thinking he's going to be the starter all season long and have an all-pro season, but he definitely looked good in his first appearance.
Yeah, so we shall see. We shall see what that brings for him. 6:52 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. We got this a while back. I'll answer this question. Chuck, were you more of a quick kick? I've never heard of that. Powerade, it wasn't around when I was in high school, or Gatorade, which was around when We had 2-a-days. I didn't play high school football. My knees would not allow for that. But I will tell you, I mean, and you're going to laugh when I say this, and Jeff probably can relate to this. When I swam in high school, but we weren't allowed to have water. You get a water break, maybe get a water break. And we weren't allowed to have water for track. And I realized I threw the javelin, but so it's not like we were running a whole lot. But none of the guys were really allowed to have water. I don't think we were allowed to have water on the track either. That was the 70s. That was the way it was then. So I know the football guys only occasionally got water breaks.
So you got water breaks.
I'm telling you, I don't really remember us being able to get up and out of the pool to go get a drink of water.
Okay, but like when you were in track.
I don't remember us. We weren't allowed to take drinks down there.
Well, they didn't have like a jug over on the side. I mean, when I went to school, we all didn't carry our own bottle or whatever like everybody does.
Not really.
But they had a big orange Gatorade thing that you could go over there and get water out of.
No, you weren't going and getting water
But
when you wanted to. You just weren't. It wasn't allowed. I don't recall the guys being able to go and get
I don't think
drinks.
Our basketball players over at Tech right now just randomly walk over and get drinks whenever they want.
I don't think it was even available. I'm not sure it was even down there.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about the 70s though too. I mean, nobody collapsed either. Nobody. I mean, it's like if you really needed a drink, I guess you could go ask for one.
I mean, when I was playing high school sports or whatever, you couldn't just randomly go do it. But there would be a time in practice when we were switching between one drill or the next that you would get 60 seconds to go get a drink and get back out there and get ready.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of that. I really don't. Oh,
you swimmers were just tougher than the rest of us.
No, it's not. It's just the way it was.
Drank a lot of Gatorade after we got done working out. Don't remember water breaks during practice.
Yeah.
It would be a little weird. Hey, coach, can I go to drink of water? You're in a pool.
No, I get that. I get that.
Wasn't anything else? There was always a water break.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It really does only take one text sometimes to train wreck this show. One. Then
or sometimes it just takes a host.
Sometimes it takes a host, right? I've been known to train wreck this show many, many times. Somebody says, my bad, Chuck. There was 2-liter glass bottles in the 70s. I'm not sure we even called them liters. I think we called them ounces because somebody said there was a.
So you referred to them as 67.6 ounces?
64 ounces or something like that. I'm not sure it was referred to as a liter, because remember, I mean, we weren't really metric back then. We didn't. We still ran the 100 yards, and stuff like that.
I'm seeing off the chat line the pictures of the 2-liter bottle of Coke.
2-liter bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 2-liter glass bottle. So maybe it was 2 liters. Paul asked a really good question. Why is Mexican Coke only available in a glass bottle? Right? I don't know. They've got it at Montelongo's. I know that.
That sounds like it's a joke.
No, it's not. No,
I'm
it's
saying
not.
that sounds like Paul is starting a joke right there.
Well, I've had that question. I've asked that question too, because it's like, I think beer's better out of a bottle than it is out of a can. I think soft drinks are better out of a bottle than out of a can. You can tell the difference.
I can tell the difference between a bottle and a fountain. I don't know that I can tell the difference between a bottle and a can.
Okay.
I might enjoy my Mountain Dew in both. I like the bottle better because it has more of it.
We're talking about a glass bottle.
Yeah.
My guess with the Mexican Coke in a glass bottle is a cost preventive measure that makes the Coke more expensive because they've got to supply different bottles as opposed to plastic bottles.
Yeah.
And that way regular Coke is always cheaper.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it would be the sugar content in the Mexican Coke that requires a glass bottle or anything.
Yeah, it tastes better coming out of a bottle. Makes me want to go buy one today. All right, Coach Joey McGuire, after the scrimmage on Saturday, which Texas Tech scrimmaged itself on Saturday over at Jones Stadium, he talked about his running back room glowingly.
Yeah, I think in that red zone, we're in some two-back stuff because Jacoby, we motion him out a lot to let him play some slot and stuff. So, I think you've got a guy like that. They all three catch the ball well. They're physical, and Adam, so all four catch the ball well. They're physical in the blitz pickup. That's the thing we just have to keep getting better at. We lost the best guy in college whenever it comes to blitz pickup. Whenever I look at him, I see a real shifty home run hitter in Jacoby. I see a guy, Q, great vision. He's really like effortlessly, it's almost like waves, like how he moves. And then Cam Dickey just runs angry, like he's just a ball of fury. I mean, if you saw Cam, whenever you ever see him, he doesn't have a shirt on, or if he does have a tight shirt on, like he is just a ball of muscle of 218 pounds. Some guys say he's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's almost like he's got a shell on his back because he's just so rocked up.
He talks about all three of these guys, and Q he's referring to, obviously, Quentin Joyner, the transfer from USC. But it's going to be interesting to see how all these guys are utilized, Jamie.
I think you kind of just heard a little bit of how they're going to be utilized. One being more of a short yardage guy that's the powerful back. I think Joyner's going to be your primarily every down back, and then you're going to see the other one that's going to split out wide and do different things. And so you have a room that has guys with different skill sets, and I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah, it's just as quickly as the game goes sometimes. I mean, and they've said too that there's going to be times when one of them really kind of gets on a roll, and they're not going to mess with that. But finding that and having time to get to that, it's just different in practice than it is in a game, because the game, it just seems like it just goes by so fast. In terms of those opportunities and when you're going to put somebody in, whether it's third and short or second and long or whatever, depending on where the ball is. But it's a great problem to have, right?
Sure.
If you consider it a problem.
Yeah, I don't consider it a problem. Mm-hmm. I also don't think that. I think Quentin Joyner is your every down back. I think he's going to touch the ball much more than the other two.
The other thing that we talked about a little bit last week was which positions are still up for grabs. And Coach McGuire was asked about position battles that are still out there for his team.
Yeah, I think once we're fully back, I think there's still going to be a battle at right tackle. But I think Jacob Ponton's really, fighting his tail off to be that guy. I think there's a battle at star because John Curry wants to be on the football field. And so somebody's going to have to sit down if that dude makes his mind up and says that you're not starting in front of me. And that's what he's doing right now, So I think John, there's a battle there with Star, but John's doing a really good job. There's a good battle between John Carlos and Terrence Carter, but they're both playing so much. I look at them as starters anyway.
So,
Curry's the interesting one there because that kind of speaks to a position change, right? Because he's primarily been a linebacker, but now moving to that star position, which is more of a safety, it seems like.
Yes.
That's that's a bit of a position change for him. But we know he's a ball hawk. We know he's a guy that's, kind of with his speed all over the field kind of a guy that can make plays. So love hearing positive things about him being a local guy and that his game is progressing.
But it doesn't sound like very many positions are up for grabs, Jamie, which speaks to the depth of this team and kind of what you set out with the guys that you brought in and the ones and the twos, and just sounds like this is a pretty set team, barring some kind of injury.
Yeah.
He did talk about Davion Carter graduating, so he was not at the scrimmage. He told him just to go enjoy the day because Carter said, "Yeah, I graduate here. I probably could make it here, get there for the end of the scrimmage." And he's like, "No. Enjoy enjoy the day, graduate, enjoy getting there. And so that's why Potter started at right tackle for the scrimmage on Saturday. He did bring up the kickers. He was asked about the kickers, and here's what Coach McGuire said about that.
Kicker, Stone Arrington has had a really good camp. We had good kicks today. I think out of all our kicks today, and we kicked a bunch, I think we had one that we pushed to the right in red zone lockout, the very first one. But I think the kickers, the other guy, that he got some work today, but it wasn't as much as what we did 2 days ago. But Jack Burgess has probably added on, just whenever we're turning him loose, a good 5+ average yards on how he's punting the ball.
So not that you're looking to use your punter a whole lot, but you're going to use him some.
I would imagine.
You're going to use him. You're going to use him some.
And you want him to be good when you use him.
Yeah. Stone Harrington is a junior out of Colleyville, and he's a big kid, 6'3", 200. So, and again, the thing that I found interesting about Saturday was just in terms of Coach McGuire's comments. He wasn't asked about quarterbacks. He didn't comment about quarterbacks. So, take from that what you want.
I think we know who our starter is.
No. But I mean,
any question. I think we know who the backup is.
No, I just thought it was. No. There's no controversy or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting. Maybe everybody's tired of asking about the quarterbacks. I don't know.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Okay. I'm not sure how this question is going to go today. It's a two-parter. We'll answer part one altogether, and then we'll go to part two. Okay?
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have the same answers. But
then we don't have to remember part two is, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Question number one for you guys today, and this one's a little out there. A little different. If you were to poll 100 Red Raider fans, who in order are the three most popular Texas Tech athletes right now? In order. One being the most popular.
Okay.
So if who's your favorite Tech athlete kind of thing? Like if that would be the question we would ask them?
Yeah, maybe.
I think JT Toppin is one. I think man, I want to say Jacob Rodriguez 2. And I think Christian Anderson 3.
Okay. I like Chuck's answers. I do. But I'm going to answer this question like the real world would answer it. Who's your favorite Texas Tech player? Patrick Mahomes. That would probably be the number one answer. We know we would think active. They would answer as just Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, now answer as active.
I would put JT Toppin there. I would put Baron Morton there. And Jacob Rodriguez.
JT Toppin, Baron Morton, Jacob Rodriguez. Okay. I think Najee Kennedy is number one on my list.
That's a good answer.
I think JT Toppin is number 2. I think Baron Morton is number 3. Okay. Even though I think Jacob Rodriguez is better at his job than Baron Morton is at his job, the quarterback's just always
more important,
more popular. Okay. All right. So we weren't all the same there.
No, that was a really good answer on Najee Kennedy, though. I think upon further review, I think you probably win on that one.
Okay, all right. So this was a take versus take question. Jamie leads 1-0.
Right, there you go. Okay. You don't really like that game, do you?
I don't mind asking questions. I hate answering questions. I don't enjoy talking about me. So,
well, it's not always talking about you.
well,
on the
more
Take
times
versus
than
Take.
not, it's my opinion. It's like your opinion or
Right.
your favorite thing, or
By
some,
definition,
your
it is
stupid,
about you.
Yeah, you're.
I like.
What stupid thing did you do in high school? What's
Does that make
the
me
most you got in trouble? I mean, all questions I don't really want to answer.
Yeah.
About me.
Probably makes me. Probably.
You would love that shit. Yes.
I did.
You enjoy talking about you. I don't.
Well, I mean, we all enjoy talking.
I've heard that rumor.
Yeah. It's
I
not
don't
always about
enjoy
that.
talking about Jamie.
It's not always about that, but I mean, I enjoyed that Take versus Take. All right, your second question.
Second question. Now tell me the most important player, athlete on campus. 1, 2, 3. Not most popular, but who's the most important? 1, 2, and 3.
Baron Morton's number 1. Upton Belafonte is number 2. And the defensive line, all of them, is number 3.
Okay, I like what you did.
Baron Morton, number 1. Nigeria Kennedy, number 2. And would I put JT at 3? Probably put JT at 3 for importance across Texas Tech athletics. Because, Big 12 player, returning Big 12 player of the year for that team. That would be a hard hole. That would be a hard piece to fill if something happened.
Okay, I think you both had really good answers. I don't disagree with your thinking or anything like that. I'm going with the same 3 people. Okay, and I have reasons, just like you guys have reasons. Bear Morton is number 1 to me because football is the most important.
No doubt.
Football is the most important thing. I can understand why you picked all football players because football is the most important
If you
thing.
have a great football season, it's just going to
Okay, but I'll
seed the pot.
also say that you are right there of being a Final Four basketball
No
team.
doubt.
And that is also massively huge for your university. Okay? And could be for Texas Tech. And so JT Toppin being the most important player on that basketball team, I'm not saying it's all on JT Toppin, but if JT Toppin has a bad year, you would think that's not going to happen, right?
Correct.
So JT Toppin, number 2 on my list. And Nigeri's number 3. And this is, I feel like, an extreme compliment to what that softball program has done. I mean, I was in South Texas this weekend, and I had people ask me about Nigeria Kennedy and talk about, they didn't know anything about what our football team's doing, our basketball team's doing, but they knew about Texas Tech making a run to the national championship game with Nigeria Kennedy and softball. And so I think our softball program is shining a positive light on the university by getting to where they got last year. Mm-hmm. And you would have to think they're going to be right back there next year. And so that I would have not in 100 years thought that I would have ever said that it was that important. But what they did was really important.
Sure.
And so I thought that was great. So I put her on the list as number 3.
Okay. 7:39 this morning. Did you have a name tag that said, "Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a sports talk host. Ask me questions about Texas Tech on"?
No, I did
You
not.
probably just had tech gear on.
I did not even have tech
You
gear
did not have tech gear on.
for a reason.
Okay.
See, the sticker, totally believable. No tech gear? Whoa.
I thought she'd like that. Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a sports talk host.
He wouldn't. No, but
Please
the no
ask me
tech
a
gear,
question. Please ask me a question.
there's a level of shocking.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and
Hour
Construction.
3 of 3 for us. We'll have an hour from now, the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score and the Dan Patrick Show here on Double T 97.3. Don't forget the bottom line today at high noon. And then this afternoon, Tech Talk here on Double T 97.3. The bottom line, of course, on 100.7 The Score. We'll have the Astros and the Red Sox. Red Sox have been playing some pretty good baseball of late, Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have.
So Astros kind of, I'd say, struggling, muddling, kind of through it right now. I mean, I know they won 2 of 3 over the weekend, but just kind of feels like they haven't geared up, so to speak. I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. They're just a half game up on Seattle. Feels like Seattle, since the trade deadline, has thrived. Felt like they really helped their team. Of course, it helps when you've got, the power hitting catcher that they have with Cal Raleigh, who got his 45th home run.
Yeah, having an awesome year.
They've won 7 straight. They're 9-1. They feel like they are rolling right now. Kind of feels like they're going to win the division.
They've definitely put themselves in a position where the Astros have to be taking notice and be nervous about it.
Yeah. The Rangers have 2 series left with Houston. Listening to the game yesterday, Jared Sandler saying he wasn't ready to throw in the towel yet on the division race because of the 2 series that are coming up. But
fair enough.
I'm sorry, what?
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But you're 6.5 back too. And you've really put yourself in a tough spot as far as that is concerned. And in the wild card race, you're now 2.5 behind the Yankees, who own the 3rd place spot. Boston is up 2.5 on New York, and Seattle leads the wild card race right now. But they have, I'm sure, grander things that they're looking at. Cleveland is just a half out. So Kansas City is 4 out. Tampa Bay is 5.5 out. So is Minnesota. Angels are 6 out. So kind of feel like if you're going to start having to make some noise here at some point in time, winning series 2 of 3, stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, and you have been doing that for the most part. Then you just kind of you stumbled this weekend.
Yeah.
But you've been playing good. The Rangers have been playing good baseball.
And you've been playing good teams as well.
The Phillies definitely.
Yeah, they're one of the best. Okay. So you got the Diamondbacks coming in tonight. They're not having the year that they wanted to have. We'll have that for you at 6:30 on Double T 97.3, and then we'll have the Astros and the Red Sox tonight at 6:40 on 100.7 The Score. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet97.3.com for that, or the mobile app. All right, Texas Tech football, as the Red Raiders scrimmaged on Saturday. One of the things that Coach McGuire was not happy about was the first turnover. They had 3 turnovers in the scrimmage on Saturday. They had a couple interceptions and a fumble recovery. And it's the first one, the fumble recovery by John Carlos Miller, that was recovered by Cole Wisniewski, I believe. It was caused by Jacob Rodriguez. Here's Coach McGuire on that turnover frustration.
Like the first ones, it bothers me, and that's all ball security. I mean, you've got a huge play. You catch the ball, you make people miss. You're going to be a tough guy. You're not running out of bounds. You're going to pick up another 5 to 8 yards, and you've got the ball loose. And then you've got the best guy in the country, the Giants scout standing right there. And I run over there, and I said, he's the best in the country at doing it. And he goes, oh, it's on tape. We know that. And you are what you put on tape. And Jacob Rodriguez punches the ball out, and so that's concerning because I hate whenever it comes to that.
It's kind of one of those things that just kind of escalated. It's kind of like when you're talking to your kids and, and they're like, hey, I'm really just frustrated with the fact that you're not doing your homework. And then they give you that blank stare, and then they don't respond. And then you're like, it's really something we've really got to address here, and that continues. And, it's really irritating to me. And then, it's really frustrating, it just kind of escalates. It seems like as we just sat there, and Coach McGuire I think he was just thinking it through, and you could just kind of see it he never really exploded. He never really got mad. He didn't get mad, and he wasn't, I think he was frustrated. But it wasn't.
Well, he said he was.
Well, yeah, he said he was. But some coaches, they'll get angry. You can see where they're angry. But he seems to be the kind of guy that's hard for him to get angry, That's just not his personality. At least it seems that way. At least what we see.
I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he has his moments, right?
Yeah, where he gets frustrated with the team or whatever.
Sure he has his moments. So.
I mean, surely back in the day, he used to complain that Cliff Kingsbury never yelled at his players.
I know, right.
So surely you're not suggesting that Joey McGuire doesn't not yell at his players.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. No. Yeah, I like emotion. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Mm-hmm. He said that Reggie Virgil had a touchdown, about 10 to 8 yards, 8 to 10 yards. He said Micah Hudson had a touchdown in the scrimmage, about 8 to 10 yards. And the Jacoby Williams had a 20-yard touchdown run. So there was also a touchdown by Leighton Stone in the ball game, in the scrimmage. So he's kind of had some good catches. And it sounds like he's going to be a factor too.
Yeah, I think so.
But I love the fact that Reggie Virgil's been dealing with a foot, and so.
And he's out there and playing well.
Yeah.
Yep.
He said Mo Horn's been dealing with a bruised heel, and despite that bruised heel, was clocked recently at 22 miles an hour. Okay. So think about that. You got a bruised heel, and you're like, man, my heel's kind of bruised up. Okay, he's got a bruised heel, and he's running 22 miles an hour. And he said he hasn't missed a practice yet.
Yeah. Can go.
How fast do you think you could run if somebody clocked you?
5 or 6.
Oh, I think you got more than that in you.
I don't know.
I think you got more than that. I think you got, just walking, you got 5 or 6 miles in you. I mean, I've seen you walk. I mean, you can get after it.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.